Hey everybody, John here from Daytona International Speedway, where we're going to be racing in the Daytona Not 500. We're going to be doing 25 laps here in the Class B Fixed Series. As you can see, we are not in car. I had a bunch of problems with my capture software this week, so this is what we've got. Everything's going to be run off of the replay system in iRacing, which is it's not terrible. It's what we have. It's all fixed though. It's all better. So next week at Atlanta, it will be better, and there will be a video next week. I know. I said that I was going to knock the rust off at Bristol way back when, and I never came back. But we're back for a new season, and I think I'm going to run the whole season in the Class B because I really like these cars. They're fun to drive, and for the most part, the guys kind of know what they're doing. So here's what we're going to run. So I qualified in 7th. I don't like this track to start with. It's just hold her wide open. There's no real there's skill to it, but there's no letting off. There's no braking. There's no real driving the track that happens. So this is not my favorite place to race. And then you get all these guys around you. It makes me nervous. But here we go. Daytona. And we're off. Green flag, 25 laps, and we're just going to try and survive. The strategy here is the inside line is fast. So we're going to try and stay down on the bottom as much as we can and see if we can't make up as much ground as we can. Try and make some on-track passes, which I don't know if that's going to be possible. You're kind of boxed in here at Daytona. This is not like Talladega. Talladega's a big, wide track. Daytona's very narrow, and you're very much you're very much caught where you are. So it takes a lot of patience, and the problem is when you get that in a 25-lap race. Patience in a 25-lap race don't really mesh all that well. But we're going to do what we can, and we're going to try and keep our nose clean, and we're going to try and get the best finish that we can out of this without destroying ourselves. So here we go. Lap 1 down, no incidents. Everybody's giving each other room. And the car in front of me is blinking out of control, which is really awesome on a track like this. Luckily, he goes off the course, and we get a chance to just move by him. The identical mellow yellow car, though, number 6, comes up on our outside, along with the 16, and I am in danger of losing the draft. The problem with recording with the iRacing software is you do not get to see my mirror.
Jacked it up a little bit, I did.
But right now, I'm pretty much at the tail end of this lead draft here. And I'm just going to try and kind of hang out and wait for this first wreck that I know is coming. 2x2 here is tricky, and you just don't want to get caught up in the first one. So you can see there, first guy goes off. Not the first one to happen. People start pushing, and either the pusher or the pushee goes off course. So here we go. First big wreck. Everybody's going crazy.
I'm sorry, I hope that was.
Luckily, I don't get caught up in it. And there we go. Through the first wreck successfully. So far so good. Off to a good start here at Daytona.
Front end came out. I'm not sure what happened.
Again, just looking to really not crash. I don't want to ruin anybody else's day here. That's the goal. The goal is to not have my car completely destroyed, and also to not wreck the entire field.
Yep, I'm done.
Both of which are entirely possible
That's what I thought happened.
at a track like this. So we're going to flash back here, see what happened in that accident, and then come back and catch the restart. So here you have it down the backstretch. You see everybody's pushing really hard as early as it is. The outside line all kind of bottles up, and they just, I don't know if,
Shit, man, I'm sorry.
I really don't know if the 12 just got loose or I don't know what happened there, but either way, they all kind of bunched up and just kind of pushed the 12 into the wall, and he ended up upside down, and his day is over.
Front end came around. I'm not
So
sure
that
what
is
happened.
that is what happens here. Now, as you can see, as a result of that accident, I am running in third. So I'm way up in front, and I'm really not comfortable being up this far. Not at this track. Normally at a track, at a different track, you would get spread out once the green flag were to wave, but that's not going to happen here. I know you're just going to be boxed in. So I'm just going to hope for the best. I get a decent restart here following the 16. Clear the mellow yellow car. And I'm just kind of hoping everybody's going to fall in line, tick off some laps, and we can fight it out as we go, but that's not going to happen. I don't want to bump draft. These cars do have the new physics package installed. You bump them and you get really loose, and the car in front of you gets really loose. And we saw in the Busch race, or I'm sorry, the Xfinity race, where even really experienced guys like Brad Keselowski and Austin Dillon bumped guys and just set them straight into the wall. And I don't want to be that guy here, so I'm trying to take it real easy. So you can see here, I'm letting off coming to the tri-oval. I do not want to hit this guy coming to the tri-oval, even though this outside line has a lot of momentum coming by us. It's a risk-reward thing, and right now I'm kind of feeling like the risk is not worth the reward. Now down here, the 16 goes down and catches the apron. I don't want to run him over, so I come up, and now I'm caught in the middle. Caught very much in the middle here. I back off to allow the 6 some room, but there's no room here for 3 wide in the corner, and this is totally my fault. I do exactly what I don't want to do and cause a big wreck. So you can see how at Daytona, and especially at Daytona, this does not happen as much at Talladega because you have more room to maneuver. At Talladega, going 3 wide into a corner is not as big an issue. At Daytona it is. This track is not as wide. So the 16 catches the apron. I really expected him to lose it. I expected him to go off and just be gone. And I intended to fall in behind the number 6, the mellow yellow number 6 car. That didn't happen. And so it was just, things didn't work out. This track is very difficult without a live spotter.
Do you mind looking
So
at my car?
what happened is I came into this corner right here and caused a huge accident. It was completely my fault. I don't know what I could have done. If I'd have backed off, I'd have gotten run over. If I'd have stayed behind the 16, I'd have run him over.
A little bit on the back.
It was kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't
Yeah, I got
situation
collected in
that
that
I was
last one.
in. But at the same time, you've got to not be able to hit the cars that you're around. So I was
Tim, your left
kind of
rear
put in a
looks
tough
fine, but your
situation
left side would be up.
situationally, but that's Daytona. I mean, that's what happens here. So unfortunate, but we're going to try and salvage the best finish we can, and I felt really bad about that one. We're going to take a break and look at what happened, even though we already have a pretty good idea because I was right in the middle of that. So here we go. We see the 16 catch the apron. I fully expect him to leave the track. He does not. I wanted to fall in behind the number 6 there. Everybody stays. Now I'm caught in the middle. And coming to the corner, I'm just not good enough to go 3 wide at Daytona. That's the long and short of it. I'm not good at plate racing. Not good at iRacing, period, but especially plate racing is particularly difficult, particularly when you're going to go 3 wide at Daytona. So, yikes. But here we are at the back of the field, hoping this damage doesn't affect our car too badly. We managed to stay on the lead lap there. I'm going to kind of hang back and let these guys take off. I don't want to get mixed up with them. I know I have damage. I clipped the apron there. Kind of a big mistake. But I'm going to let them kind of get out in front of me because I want them to sort their own stuff out because they are faster than me. They're better than me. I don't want to get up in their business. Saw the racing this weekend. It was crazy. I mean, I don't feel that bad about wrecking. After I saw all the racing this weekend, I think most everybody involved in all 3 races got some sort of something, and you know, some sort of incident involved in their car. Even Kurt Busch, who won the 500, was involved in an incident. I hope they don't change anything with the package. I think the rules package is good. I like that they lowered the downforce on all the vehicles. I think it's just going to take a matter of the drivers kind of adjusting to that and realizing you can't slam the car in front of you like you used to be able to do. And whoa. See there, guys catching the apron here. It seems to happen a lot. And you catch that apron at Daytona, that change is so drastic, you will lose the race car. But here I am behind this white vehicle, and he has a lot of damage, so I'm going to try and go around him. The 20 here. And I don't know if he's trying to block or what he's doing, running me up the track, but whatever. I'm going to clear him here down the back stretch and try and keep up with this lead pack, but they are going to leave me. I'm going to lose the lead draft. This 20 is going to be way behind me. I'm going to be kind of out on an island by myself, just hanging on. My only hope at this point is that these guys really start fighting side by side, or that they wreck. And honestly, there's a pretty good chance of either of those things happening, because let's be honest, this is iRacing. So back to what I was talking about, I really like the package that they ran this weekend. I thought it produced some good racing. I think it's just a matter of drivers getting used to it. I thought today was, in the 500, it was unfortunate. All the guys that got tore up, the Junior getting wrecked and Keselowski, I thought those are some of the best cars on the track. And Hamlin, if you'd have given me a fantasy pick sheet, I'd have picked probably the 11, the 2, and the 88 for the win. And all 3 of those got involved in some sort of incident. And of course, the Junior got involved in an incident while he was leading. So totally nothing of his own doing, but that's what happens on these tracks. I mean, Daytona, Talladega, you know, they're wild cards. But I really hope they don't change what's going to happen. I hope they don't change the whole package based on what's happening at these marquee tracks. Talladega and Daytona are such high-profile races. But there are only 4 races out of the season. So I really hope that NASCAR has the foresight, the intelligence to kind of say, all right, we've got a good thing going here with the rest of the season. The drivers will figure this out. You know, the drivers are talented enough to figure it out, to understand what's going on with the cars. And here they are. They're wrecking in front of me.
Sick, Woody, you
Just like I said, my one hope of catching those guys was for them to get side by side, start racing next to each other, and to either wreck or just to get real racy with each other, and both of those things seem to have happened. So yeah, I really like the I really like where NASCAR went last year. I hope they continue with that this year. I think it's going to produce some great racing on the coming tracks, the Atlantas and the intermediate courses that are the majority, the bulk of the season, and that's not changing. That's not going away. We're not going to see more short tracks. We're not going to see more road courses or more super speedways. There's so much money involved in the intermediate tracks. They're not going anywhere. So NASCAR is really trying to make the racing on those a good product, and I think they're doing a good job and taking steps in the right direction to make that racing good. And part of that is taking away downforce. And if that means that you can't smash into the back bumper excuse me, of a car at Daytona or Talladega, and that's what that means, you know, then that's what that's going to be. So you see here, a lot of guys are going to pull in and pit. That's going to leave me in a fairly good position here. You see I'm going to be about 5th on the restart. So we're going to look at what happened. They get bottled up on with a lap car. The 6 is in 2nd, and just, I don't know if he doesn't see the 11, or if he just isn't getting the corner well, or what happens there, but
Sick, Woody, you just wrecked that guy.
I'm not going to judge him too hard, because
never mad.
I've already wrecked a bunch of people on this track, so, you know, who am I to throw stones, but that was pretty bad.
Yeah, look out, you get on the outside there.
But here we're going to come down to the green flag, pretty much do a green-white checker.
You don't know about the car being on the outside of it.
Guys are really giving it to the number 6 car here,
And
and that's kind of the crappy part about iRacing. And if you're going to get involved in this game, just be ready for that. You're going to make mistakes, and guys are going to be brutal. They're just really going to let you have it when you screw up, and it kind of sucks because you're going to. And it's a really fun game, and it really has a good payoff. So you just kind of, that's the bad part of the game. But here we go, green flag. Come through the gears, and right there, that's the sound that iRacing makes when a car loses an engine. So I think the 6 lost an engine, and it didn't look like he picked up a lot of damage. So I don't know if that was intentional, or he maybe downshifted and blew his engine, or coal trickled it. I don't know what happened. Should be appropriate being the mellow yellow machine, but I don't know what happened. But here I am behind these 2 vehicles. I have damage, they do not. I'm not interested in wrecking them. We are way out in front of the field, and I really don't want to cause another accident, but at the same time, right now I'm kind of realizing that I'm in a good position to win this race. If these guys get real racy with each other, like you're seeing right here, and make a mistake, I can win. So we just came by. I think we took the white flag right there. This is hard without the actual flags. But you can see here, I'm not going to really get up and push either one of these guys. I'm going to let them settle their own disputes. I let off there and let the 15 up in front of me. He's going to come back in, dive down under that rainbow colored car, and drive it across the line for the win. Good clean racing between the 2 of them. I'm able to bring it home in 3rd place. So honestly, not a bad,
Good race, nice.
not a good
Yeah, nice racing.
Daytona race, but not a horrible Daytona race. You know, some of these you're gonna end up on your roof, and it's gonna be none of your own doing. This one I caused the big wreck and ended up 3rd.
Yeah, it's a good race.
So it's kind of.
Hey Tim, I appreciate you pushing there, man. That's why I stayed there so you can get down. Cause you was definitely faster.
It's just a crapshoot when you come here, and I think.
15, you had the paint
I think
job
that's
that
why
was doing
a
good
lot of
today.
the
It's sad,
a lot of the guys are more
you're doing
forgiving.
good
I
today,
keep
losing that
the chat on in these races because I don't have a live spotter, and that's the best. That's the closest thing you can get to a live spotter. But yeah, first race of the season down. Daytona's over. Thank goodness, because I do not like it. Next week is Atlanta, so hopefully we can get after it there. 1.5 mile track, a little more in my wheelhouse. So we'll see you next week. Until then, keep it out of the fence, guys.